Right, so probably the biggest news of the week is that Zinedine Zidane has replaced Rafa Benitez as manager of Real Madrid.
Wow, really? That's harsh. I like Rafa, but I just love Zidane. Well, yeah, no, it's probably good that Zidane's got a big job, but it's just harsh on Benitez. I'm sorry, but Real Madrid have to be the worst club in the world for managers and fans and players. Because the size of the egos, even of the fans, you can't win no matter what. Rafa wasn't doing a great job, for sure, but he was doing all right. He was doing fine. He probably wasn't going to win a league, but then again, who would have bet against Barcelona this year? So, what did he have to do to keep a job, other than suddenly dramatically improve as a person?
He's still in the title race. He breezed through the Champions League group.
What's Zidane going to do? He has to win the Champions League, won't he? Real Madrid's standards are you either win the league or you win the Champions League every year, and then even if you manage to do those two, there's still a good chance you're going to get sacked. They don't care about the Copa del Rey, or not particularly. It's Real Madrid. They care about the big ones, and I do think it's harsh. I don't like Benitez personally, but I think it's so harsh, and it doesn't matter who you are. You cannot possibly win in that job, because even if you do as well as like Ancelotti did, you can still lose your job at the end of it. For me, I think Zidane's made probably a bit of a poor decision. He should have started off at a smaller club, probably in France, and tried to work his way up, starting at Real Madrid, because it's only going to end one way. That's he eventually gets sacked, and you kind of ruin your reputation as a Real Madrid legend doing that.
Yeah. So
I think it's not like the best decision overall, but who I honestly have to wonder who really wants to go to that club anymore. Because you always hear players getting linked with it and managers getting linked with a job. But, I mean, really, who actually wants to go into that atmosphere? It's poison. It's absolute. It's not like Barcelona, where the fans do get behind you and you've got that sort of Catalan spirit. Real Madrid is just all success, success, success. And it's 100%. And if you do not do 100% every year, you're out. You're done. You can't win. I think
he was doing before he even took the job.
What, Benitez?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't like him the second they got him in there.
Well, they wanted, none of the players wanted Ancelotti to leave, did they?
No, it's just. I think it's a very poorly run club. I think it's a little bit, I don't know, like I'm going to get probably a bit of stick for this. It's a little bit like Man United in terms of the standards and the way the club is run internally are always a bit too high. In terms of, at Man United they always expect a certain level of things, and maybe that's not so realistic these days. And at Real Madrid, both the fans and the board always expect a certain level of things, and you just can't feasibly ask a manager to do that kind of level of success year in, year out, even with the players, even with the budget. It just doesn't work. The real world doesn't work like that. You can do it on Football Manager, but you cannot do it in the real world. I can't.
So Zined's appointment wasn't much of a surprise. He's been earmarked for the role for a while. How do you feel he's going to do? Yeah.
Oh, I'm really happy for him. He's my favourite player who's probably ever played football. That headbutt, was amazing, and everything about him is just quality. I think he'll be able to make a fantastic manager. I think he will be a good manager in time, but I don't think it will happen at Real Madrid. I think he won't win anything this season. He'll maybe win a minor cup, but because he's a legend, and because they're trying to do that whole thing where they bring him through from the youth team, they'll stick with him for another year. But if he doesn't win anything in that year, I think it will be hard for him, because he's come into Madrid in a period where they haven't quite got the whole Galacticos thing going, and they don't really have any other strategy. Whereas Barcelona are kind of flying at the moment.
Yeah.
They've got their attack sorted, and let's face it, even though those players are linked with leaving every single year, they're just not, are they? We know Neymar and Messi aren't going to leave Barcelona. It's just not going to happen. Neymar maybe, but probably not. So I would say he probably doesn't win anything for 2 years, maybe a Copa del Rey, and he gets sacked. But then I think that'll be a good opportunity for him to go to somewhere like Italy or somewhere like France and manage a smaller team where the pressure's a bit more off and where he can actually have a chance to flourish. England. Oh yeah, or maybe even a small, one of the sort of middling or lower half clubs in England, where he gets a chance to actually flourish and develop as a coach away from that kind of severe pressure and all the egos. I think that would be what's best for him, and I don't think he'll be a success at Real Madrid as the manager. I'd like him to be, because he was a legend as a player, and it's always nice when the legend players turn into legend managers. I think at Real Madrid, the tide's against you the second you start. It's a losing battle. It's just how much time you have between starting and losing.
So one player isn't happy with Rafa with Rafa leaving is reportedly Gareth Bale. Can we see him leaving? Well, this year. Maybe not this transfer window, but
I could see him leaving one day, and that's simply on the virtue that he's a British person and British people abroad don't ever tend to stick it out that long. But people have. I think I've seen it quoted that Real Madrid would let him go for 75 million. He's their most expensive signing ever. It's going to take a big bid to go and get Gareth Bale off him, and the wages he's going to be on, and the kind of atmosphere you get from a player after they've left Real Madrid. That like I said, the ego. I don't think it's a very good atmosphere at all. It's a poisonous atmosphere. I'm not sure we'll see it for a few years at least.
If he comes back, he'll go to Man United, I reckon.
Could be anyone in that sort of regular top four. Maybe Arsenal.
Look at Tottenham if they win the Premier League.
Yeah, but no, I think the whole players really unhappy.
He would never do that to Tottenham. He would never join Arsenal.
Let's face it, a lot of players were allegedly unhappy at Ancelotti leaving, and there was no exodus there. It's Real Madrid. It's not going to happen. I don't seriously think that Gareth Bale is so heartbroken that his best buddy Benitez has left that he's going to go, well, I've just got to leave to Man United now. Real Madrid, you're going to have to accept a bid less than what you paid me, despite the fact I'm on millions and millions of pounds a year, so you're going to be operating at a colossal loss of this. Come on. It's the real world. It doesn't work out like that.
Where's where do you reckon Benitez is going to go?
Swansea?
Actually.
Swansea have they've said they're keeping their current manager in.
Yeah, they've said they're keeping their current manager into the end of the season, which I think is most well. No, actually, no, I want to go on to that later on.
Okay, we'll move on to that later. I don't know. Benitez, he's kind of one of those managers who's got every sort of option. He can go to any country: Italy, France, Spain, Germany, England. But at the same time, he's kind of, in a little bit of a way, got a bit of a poisoned reputation wherever he goes. Because he just hasn't made that many friends, has he? Yeah. You're one of those. If you're a club, you either love Benitez and you want him back, or you would never hire him ever because you hate him, and he's said some shit about your club. And he's kind of got that wherever he goes. So he's both very open in terms of where he can end up, as well as extremely limited.
Hello, this is Bianca Westwood from Gillette Soccer Saturday on Sky Sports, and you are listening to the V2 Football Podcast.